Black Bear Pass, Episode 3, Colorado Adventure.
Hey guys, it is Thursday morning. Yesterday I think we did Ophir Pass, and today we're headed to Black Bear. So we're getting on the road, all the tire pressures are good, rigs are running good, and let's see what the day brings. Talk to you soon.
So it's Thursday, everyone got up, we all caravanned over to the trailhead of Black Bear Pass. And overall, pretty exciting for me. I'd watched the YouTube videos on Black Bear. I was like, okay, there's like 2 sections that are tough. And the first thing I want to highlight is whatever YouTube videos you've watched on Black Bear Pass, just kind of take it with a grain of salt. Because Black Bear Pass, it's a long pass, and it's really, if I was to break it up, stanzas, you actually have 3 major sections. Or I'll say 4. One is the long climb up, which is partly of what you can see here. The other is like this beautiful alpine rolling valley with some technical rock sections. And then when you get to Black Bear Pass proper, then becomes the technicals that you actually see in the YouTube videos, right? Like the off camber and the steps. And then the switchbacks. And the switchbacks, I'll get into that in a little bit more, but then you have, kind of this technical switchback section, and then you have the section where you've got traffic coming both ways. This is kind of after the electrical plant or the hydro plant, which makes things interesting as well. So all of this that you're seeing is kind of what I talked about, right? That long climb, right? There's rocky sections, steep sections, with boulders and rocks. And I know you've heard me say this a lot in all my other videos, but for sake's sake, I'm going to say it again. I would say if you're doing any off-roading, overlanding, have a good set of tires. Spend the money on a good set of tires. This road was rocky, sharp rocks, all kinds of mining debris about getting washed down onto the road, which means nails, spikes, stakes, sharp sticks. So the opportunity to have a puncture is super high. The other thing I'm going to say is, like, this is kind of the Alpine Valley part. So we got up to Black Bear Pass. Now we're kind of doing the Alpine Valleys, and they are stunning. So if you get an opportunity to pull over, have lunch, kind of take in some of the natural beauty of these surroundings, man, there's nothing better. You can even see snow still on the ground that late in the year. And if you look across the valley there, you can see the cars going on the other road, which I think for this section of road is actually the Imogen Pass road. And this section here was one of the first switchbacks or proper switchbacks that we hit on Black Bear. So I'm going to say number 1, good set of tires. Number 2, good rig. Number 3, no fear of heights if you are the driver. And if you have any concerns about it, I would recommend doing Imogen Pass like we did first, because even when you're not in the switchbacks, even here, right, you're butted up against a rock wall. It's a straight drop down, and so if you have any fear of heights, I would recommend testing the waters before committing onto the Black Bear Trail. The last thing, and I think the most important, and really this should be number 1, not the last, is if there's any chance of rain. Now, what we noticed here was, it'd be kind of nice in the afternoon, and then it would rain later in the afternoon. So, make sure you're off the mountain, 3 o'clock comes rolling around, and double check the weather forecast, because absolutely, I'm sure you've seen all the YouTube videos out there, people getting caught in torrential downpours, right? You do not want that to be you. So take the extra time, make sure you and your friends and the people that you love and care about are going to be protected, and double check the weather forecast and be sure to get off the mountain before the weather turns. Great. So with all those caveats, there were, I would say, a couple good technical places on Black Bear besides maybe just what you see in the video. The soil is, you know, rocky, slippy. The as you can see here, Steve is kind of, you know, and everyone was much more capable on these switchbacks than I was. I'm a turtle and extra careful, so I took a lot longer. I turned probably a typical 3-point turn into like a 10-point turn, but you know, that's just me. So just know going into it on Black Bear, besides all the pretty flowers that you really want to look at, your view most of the time is going to look just like this, looking out into the nothingness and hoping that you have enough space between the drop-off and the front wheels as you maneuver these turns. Now, I will say I have a front-facing camera and anytime backup camera, and I definitely was using that on these segments just to get a bird's eye. Also, you know, if it's your first time doing something this technical, I would recommend going with a group. The nice thing about the group, and especially like the Overland Bound group, is everyone's super supportive. If you say, hey, I need a spotter, and sometimes even if you don't say, hey, I need a spotter, someone's going to be out there saying, hey, you know, you actually think you only have 2 inches, but guess what? You have 2 feet. And then this was the first time we actually saw Telluride. And don't, you know, I was like, oh, we can see Telluride, so we must be there. No, you're not there. There's a lot more to go through. Just dig deep. You'll get through it. And that's kind of the other thing, you know, as a new off-roader, right? When I first started motorcycle riding, I had a friend, you know, I was really concerned about going into corners with any kind of speed. And, you know, one of the things they told me was like, hey, do you see a pile of motorcycles, you know, in the corner? If you don't, then it's probably okay, right? And it's the same thing here, right? You're going down, you're seeing other rigs go down, everybody's making it. So use that as a little confidence boost that you can do it. Now, this is the obstacle I think you primarily see in the Black Bear Pass videos. And you can see the team out here, Jason and Mike in the green shirt, Jeff's driving the white truck, spotting, taking our time, and everything works out beautifully, right? And one of the things we took is we didn't take, you know, the high side or where Steve was walking up. We took the low side just because the camber was a little bit better. And one of the things you'll hear in the video is, you know, turn your wheels, more driver. It's because you're off camber, you feel uncomfortable, and you just feel like I can't go towards the fall off the hill side, right? But really trust your instincts, trust your spotter, and this is a very doable obstacle.
Start turning passenger. You almost want to head straight towards us from there. Turn driver. Nice and easy. Passenger side's going to drop in a minute. Come in slower. Come on in. You're looking good. Keep it straight like that. Both wheels are about to drop down 1.5 feet. Turn driver a little. You're going to want to turn faster, but I want you to keep driver. There you go. Okay, stay driver. Driver. Turn driver. There you go. Now start turning passenger nice and easy. There you go. Start turning towards us and you'll be out of it. There you go. Come on down. Looking good.
Woo!
There you go. I didn't have skids either.
Bam!
Forest. Yeah, you're looking good. You got a good line. There you go. Just keep like you are. You can maybe turn driver just a hair. There you go. Your passenger's gonna drop. There you go. There you go. Keep on coming. Turn driver. Turn driver a little bit more. There you go. Now that's where you want to hit it, right there. You know, don't turn your wheels. Just stay like that. Come slow. It's about a 1.5 drop. Yeah, you're about to crest it. You don't turn passenger. Stay like you are. If anything, turn a little driver as you come down. Turn driver. Turn driver. Driver. Other way. There you go. Not that far. You start turning back to passenger. There you go. Right there. Turn back your driver a little bit. There you go. Keep coming like that. Keep coming. You're still good. Don't turn back passenger yet. Now you can start turning passenger. There you go. No, come straight. You're good. You got plenty of room, brother. Yeah, there you go. Come straight to us. There you go. Woo! I know, man. And we got another one coming up right in front of me.
So with a little spotting help, or a lot in this case, Jason should actually get a medal for all the spotting help he did, but we all got through it. And there are quite a few obstacles that aren't noted in some of the more popular YouTube videos that are a bit of a challenge. And really, I think having a spotter there just gives you an extra little bit of confidence to hold your line and to have, I'll say, courage to move your rig forward and not have a lot of drama. And at the end of the day, you know, when you're taking your rig out, and you know, everyone's rig is different, you know, but you know, some of these rigs, you know, you have invested $50,000 or more in them, and you really want to protect your rig, not only for that trip but future trips, and also limit the drama to the team or the group that you're with, right? Get everybody through, take your time, and go your own rate. I know one of the things that I am challenged with is when you're riding with a group, you can get some people that are a lot more aggressive or a lot more experienced, or their rigs are outfitted in a different way, and they drive maybe faster than you feel comfortable with. And I would say go the speed you feel comfortable with, and you know, just kind of let your group know. I've done that several times now when I've been out, only because, you know, I want to preserve my rig for many ventures coming forward. And here you can see Jason once again supporting the team, going through a rather difficult step obstacle, making sure that we all get through in one piece. So you've made it through the long climb, you've made it through that kind of real first difficult step obstacle, and all the other myriad of obstacles that you had to challenge yourself to get you and your rig through with limited or no damage. Now you get to start the descent down. And the descent down, while beautiful, you can see Telluride there in the distance, you've got the creek running on the left, you've got tailing piles and old mining debris all around you. So of course you can look at the mountainside there, and there's all these beautiful layers of different sedimentary deposits, and your brain's just like, wow, this is so beautiful. All the flowers are in bloom, and you can kind of see that wire going across the top. That's an old Tyrolean lift, maybe to move ore or miners from one side of the valley to the other. So you've got all these beautiful things, but then you've got this very narrow road that you need to navigate down, and it's off into the creek on one side, and then hard rock and bead breaking rocks on the left. So it does require a bit of concentration and steady descent. Now we didn't, or at least I did, most of the climb up and the climb down in 4 low, using the automatic shifter. I think I had the shifter and S1 on many of these portions, just to control my descent and also to baby my transmission. So what I think at least a lot of the videos I've watched have kind of missed out on is, you know, this level of adrenaline is actually throughout the entire section of Black Bear. And if you look to the left there, you can kind of see the old remnants of probably a crusher or transfer building or old mining building. And then this section, I think for me, was one of the harder ones because of the drop off, because of the camber situation of the road, and because of the visibility. And you can really see on the approach here really kind of now what you're up against, you know. So you thought, oh, I made it through that, you know, scary off camber thing where I saw the 4Runner flipped over, but now you actually have to make it through this. And so you really need to know, and I love the view, it just kind of goes off into nothingness, right? And you can see Steve, he's a 4Runner up ahead of me. He's taking it really slow because as you're kind of making your way around some of these obstacles, you get up on two tires, right? Like the right passenger front and the rear, and the rig's kind of rocking back and forth. And you can see the one Jeep kind of way down there. So really there's not a lot of room here for error. And there's not a lot of room here for a sudden panic attack, a sudden anxiety attack. You really just need to take it slow. If you need a spotter, ask for one, because you can see right ahead of you. It just drops off. Like you want to get to Telluride the fast way, I guess, you know, just go for it, right? And there isn't a lot of maneuvering room on the right hand side. And as you can see, I made it. I'm a relatively new off-road driver. I have a lot of on-road experience, a lot of motorcycle experience, a lot of adventure experience, to kind of, you know, there's a famous saying in one of the movies I love. It's called Captain Blood, and he's talking to one of the guys, and he's like, honesty, my dear, find a log about, you know, 2 feet long. And Honesty's like, well, why do you need me to find that log? And Captain Blood's like, to lash it to your spine, for it needs stiffening. And I think that's, you know, kind of one of the mantras on doing a trip like this. I mean, just look at the boulders there, right? You know, Jason once again is helping out the team, right? But, you know, it doesn't take much for, you know, one of those boulders to come tumbling down, right? And for me, that was one of the things that was kind of in the back of my mind.
You're going to want to turn driver, but keep passenger. Keep passenger. Looking good. Looking real stable. Keep that line. Okay, hold up. Hold up nice and easy. Hold up. All right, keep coming straight. You can turn driver a little bit. There you go. Driver. Turn driver. Turn driver. Turn driver. It's about to drop down. You're looking good. There you go.
And it's just, again, great to have someone there spotting you through more difficult sections, especially when your visibility is limited. So overall on Black Bear, long hill climb, watch your transmission temperatures, run it in 4 low. You may or may not need to, you know, lock your diff. Take things easy, right? And then, you know, you're going to hit the obstacles that you commonly see in the YouTube videos. That step being one of them, but there are several more. And really prepare for, you know, this is, I don't want to say an all-day thing, but it's definitely, you know, going to be your day traveling through Black Bear.
Maybe
and if you can, you know,
the other one you need,
find a open and wide and safe space to turn out.
Right.
You know, enjoy some of the sights and some of the mining history. That's actually here. Here you can see Ro, one of our group, and her gray 4Runner, and then Teja in the back in his 4Runner, kind of hitting a different obstacle than the one previous. overall, I would highly recommend taking Black Bear Pass to anybody. It's friggin' beautiful. Colorado, hats off, right? Just phenomenal scenery. And especially when, you know, you're on trails like this, you know, you're just so in awe and appreciative of the beauty, and that you forget momentarily, you know, the potential, the death potential to the right hand side. But again, you can see, you know, that the roads are tight, there's loose rock, you know, you've got mountain on the left, death on the right, that kind of thing. And there are a couple of the switchbacks that I think, you know, you just really need to take your time on, and you'll get through it fine, right? For me, you know, the ledge coming down, you know, when you first start making your descent, was actually more terrifying than some of these switchbacks. And then let's watch Steve give a hand to a couple people tackling probably the one that you see the most YouTube videos on.
Okay, back up. That's enough, because I want to get this. Yeah, you're just going to take it slow and a little less, a little good. Come forward up over this. I want your back wheel around that rock, so come straighten your wheel up and climb this hill just a little bit until I get your back wheel up the rock. I don't want to tear your wheel up. Take it really tight on your back wheel right here. That is a good idea. You want to swing a little wider on that back wheel there. Oh, you're still hitting it. You're going to hit it. And you really, it's hitting right on your side wall. There we go. There you go. It's a long wheelbase. You've got to climb up on this here. Now, yeah, you're around the rock. Now back, stop and back up again and straighten up. Okay, there's a hole here.
Get out of the way, Steve. Good job, you Steve.
There you go. Yeah, I just want to rip it in tomorrow.
So if you're thinking about Black Bear Pass, I say do it. Colorado is absolutely amazing. And if I could do Black Bear, you can do Black Bear. Just know that I went with a really great group. You can see Steve and Jason and everybody out there helping. I had Ro and Jeff on the radio giving me feedback as well. So, you know, go with a group that you feel comfortable with and just have an amazing time. See you down the trail.